Global Citizen over the last 12 years has sought to build a movement of citizens worldwide to eradicate extreme poverty within our lifetime. Specifically this weekend, we're focused on asking G20 nations to increase their contributions to support a fund called IDA that's administered by the World Bank to provide zero or low interest loans to 75 of the world's poorest countries. And this fund has the potential to electrify Africa if done right. Secondly, we're focused on the issue of environmental protection, as we know that climate change has the possibility of pushing an additional 100 million people into extreme poverty. And so we want to protect the lungs of our planet, the Amazon rainforest. And we also need Governor Hochul here in New York to sign the Trees Act, which makes sure that procurements from the state of New York do not lead to tropical deforestation. And then finally, we're focused on making sure that vaccines and immunizations are made available to the world's poorest nations, and we need the European Commission to step up this weekend.
It's no coincidence that this event, Global Citizen, is happening as you've got world leaders gathering for the UN General Assembly this week. Do you believe your message is being heard?
Well, the good news is that in the last 30 years, the world has made phenomenal progress in the eradication of extreme poverty. When I was born in 1983, 52% of the planet lived in extreme poverty, and that decreased down to around 12% of the world's population by 2019. In the last few years, we've obviously seen major shocks, both an economic shock, we've had the pandemic, a rise in global conflicts. Undoubtedly, these shocks are pushing more and more people into extreme poverty, and so the urgency of our message is more important than ever. We need world leaders, specifically the G20 nations, to prioritize a more equitable world. And so we need leadership, not just from the United Nations, who are meeting this week, but also from other international institutions, leading foundations, and the private sector. And we hope that they will make bold commitments for the eradication of extreme poverty within our lifetime.
And Global Citizen Festival follows a tradition of charity concerts, but your business model is a bit different from the others. The tickets are free in exchange for those who are coming to participate, in exchange for them to take action. Talk about that model.
Well, when we founded Global Citizen, we were really inspired by the words of the late Nelson Mandela when he said that overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity, but it's an act of justice. He said, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural, it's man-made and can be overcome and eradicated by the actions of human beings. So we said from day one, we didn't want to ask citizens for their money because we know that no amount of black tie gala dinners could possibly raise the $350 billion we need per annum to solve the challenge of extreme poverty. We knew we needed to create a movement that took action, and those actions called on world leaders in unison and put so much pressure on world leaders they couldn't possibly ignore it. So we are proud this year that our global citizens just in this year's campaign have taken more than 3 million actions leading up to the festival. And over the last 12 years, that's resulted in over $43 billion pledged on global citizen stages that have impacted the lives of over 1 billion people on the planet. But we still have so much more to do. And so I really feel over the next 5 years, we're going to lean into our mission more than ever. We're going to double down on building a movement of 50 million global citizens, and we want to impact the lives of 650 million people over the next 5 years, because that's what it's going to take to make a real dent on the challenge of extreme poverty.
Hugh Evans, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.